The DewPoint 632 is revolutionizing the forage industry. By introducing steam into the baling process, farmers can now enjoy a larger baling window, increased bale weights, less leaf loss, higher quality bales, and more control over the entire baling operation. Learning to operate the DewPoint 632 properly is essential to a farm that wants to get the most out of their equipment. Fortunately, the 632 is the most user-friendly machine to operate that Staheli West has created. In this video, we will go over the basics, safety, pre-operation training, what a typical operation looks like, and lastly, maintenance. The first thing every operator should do is download the Staheli West app found on the App Store and on the Google Play Store. This is where the most up-to-date owner's manuals, training videos, and other resources will be found. After having the app downloaded, it is good to become familiar with the DewPoint 632 machine. It holds 1,175 gallons of water in the supply tanks and 380 in the boiler itself, giving you 3.5 to 7 hours of runtime. 250 gallons of diesel, giving you between 7.5 and 15 hours of runtime. It weighs 16,000 pounds dry and 30,000 pounds fully loaded. The 632 is very safe. If an emergency arises and you need to shut off the machine quickly, you can touch the power icon on the touchscreen, or you can turn off the tractor. For your own safety, never remove any component on the boiler while it is still under pressure. Make sure the brakes on the steamer are working properly. Always make sure your tractor steering stops are set to prevent oversteering. Once a year, you should perform a boiler safety test to ensure all safety components are functioning properly on your boiler. To ensure a healthy boiler, only use soft water or reverse osmosis treated water in the boiler. Tanks used to store or transport water should be black plastic, steel, or any other material that is impenetrable by light. Any tank that will allow light into the water will grow algae, which will cause problems in the boiler. 1.2 gallons of boiler guard chemical should be added to the water each time you fill up your water tanks. Add this to the water while you are filling the machine, not in storage or transportation tanks. To fill the machine with water, connect a hose to the 2-inch camlock fitting at the back of the machine. Open the valve and turn on your pump. Watch the water level as the tanks fill. When the tanks are full, turn the water flow off immediately. Overfilling can damage the water tanks. Fill the machine with number 2 diesel from either side of the machine at the top of the fuel tanks. Fuel level will equalize on both sides. To hook up the steamer to the tractor will need to be equipped with a standard set of SCVs and a 3/8-inch case drain. On the steamer home screen, we have the power, burner, water system, hold mode, blowdown, and menu buttons. The power button will turn the steamer on and off. The burner button will turn on the burner system without the water system. The water system button turns on the water system without the burner. The hold button should be used when stopping in the field for a repair. This is not meant to be used when turning around at the end of a windrow. Press the blowdown button when prompted, unless you are stopped in a field. Here, you are given your current levels of fuel, boiler water, steam pressure, and supply water. To learn what all the icons in the status window mean, go to Menu and then Information. On the right side of the screen, you control the steam distribution. You can turn on and off both the top steam valves and the bottom steam valves. Green indicates they are active. The overall steam rate is controlled by the twist knob, and the steam is turned on and off by pressing the twist knob. The ratio of steam applied to the top or bottom of the windrow is controlled by the steam preset buttons. Select the steam preset that matches your baling conditions. If the windrow is completely dry with no moisture on top or bottom, select Steam Preset 1. If there is moisture on the top part of the windrow, but the bottom is dry, select Steam Preset 2. If there is moisture on the bottom part of the windrow, but the top is dry, select Steam Preset 3. In hot and dry conditions, with an evenly cured windrow, select Steam Preset 4. You can set your custom steam valve ratios by using the Custom Valve Setting menu. The settings you choose in this menu will be saved to the Custom button on the home screen. The amount of steam being applied is shown on the green bars on the steam outputs. An important setting on the steamer is the ppm or parts per million water setting. Go to Menu and then Water Quality. The ppm setting should be based off of your current ppm of your supply water. The lower the ppm, the shorter the blowdown will last and the longer runtime you will have. The blowdown keeps the concentration of the water in the boiler at an appropriate level, so that the water in the boiler will not become foamy and spill out into the baler. If you need to stop the tractor while the blowdown is still active, stop the blowdown to avoid creating dead spots by draining hot water in one place for an extended time. Manual mode is a useful tool for testing all of the actuators on the machine, as well as the fan and water pump. Go to Menu, and then Inputs Outputs, and press the hand icon on the right to activate Manual mode. Then use the twist knob to select which actuator to open and close. To activate the fan and the water pump in manual mode, hydraulics must be engaged on the tractor. Before you start baling with steam, there are a number of things to consider. The max internal bale temperature, the max temperature allowed for stacking, the suggested moisture percentage for different sized bales and different crops, what moisture percentage the windrows should be cured to before steaming, and which moisture sensor is most accurate when dealing with steam. All of these considerations are answered in our Baling with Steam page in the Owner's Manual. Baling with steam tends to make the crop flow and pack easier in the baler. You may be able to reduce load pressure, increase your baling speed, or both when baling with steam. Experiment to decide what you and your clients like best. Keeping a consistent flake count will make the weights and appearances more uniform. We recommend using the Gazika moisture sensor because it is most accurate with steam. The Gazika screen will give you an instant reading, an average reading, and a peak reading. Before operating the steamer, perform your pre-operation maintenance. Clean the supply water filter, open boiler drain valve for 10 seconds. Grease the PTO connecting shaft. Inspect gauges, sensors, and sight glasses. Next, turn on the tractor, engage the steamer hydraulics, and turn on the steamer. The steamer will automatically go into hold mode and the steam purge will open for 15 seconds. Wait for the startup sequence to finish and the black checkmark to appear. Finish the pre-operation maintenance by opening the steam manifolds to purge water and make sure none of the nozzles are plugged. To begin baling, check the windrow, select the appropriate steam preset, set the steam rate, 40% is a good starting point, start the PTO, start baling and turn on steam. Observe the Gazika readings and adjust the master steam rate every 3 to 5 bales until you reach the desired moisture. Adjust steam rate 5 to 10% at a time if necessary to meet your moisture target. Turn off steam when turning around, slowing down and stopping, and during light or absent windrow spots. In the event of a change in windrow conditions, such as onset of dew on the top of the windrows, choose Steam Preset 2, which lowers the steam rate on the upper steam valves. If the ambient temperature begins to rise, it's a good idea to stick the temperature probe into a recent bale. Ensure that the internal bale temperature stays within the range of the Baling with Steam page. If the internal bale temperatures are too hot to stack, but weather or other factors require you to move and stack the bales, gap stack them with space between each single stack, or pyramid stack them. If dark spots or wet flakes begin to appear in your bales, consult Fault Condition 2003 in the owner's manual to find the possible causes. Remember that you are responsible for how your bales turn out. When you are finished baling, perform the post-operation maintenance. Purge steam through the baler hardware nozzles at 100%. Clean off the steamer and baler with compressed air. If a fault appears, look it up in the owner's manual and try to resolve the problem. Call your dealer if more expertise is required. Once a fault is resolved, reset the fault by pressing the Reset X button. Close the fault display window by pressing the back arrow button, then turn the steamer back on. Red stop faults have to be corrected and reset, or the machine will not operate. Amber warning faults will remain active, but the machine may still operate. All of the long-term maintenance for the steamer can be found in the maintenance schedule in the owner's manual. Also, the manual shows step-by-step instructions for each maintenance procedure. Along with steaming hay comes added baler maintenance due to the steamer. Remember to blow off the baler and steamer each time you fill up the steamer with water. With more moisture in the baler, it is very important to use a high-quality grease. Also remember to service the baler based on the bale count or hour count. A baler behind a steamer will often be used 3 times as much as a standard baler. Don't forget this means maintenance will be required 3 times as often. Thank you for watching the DewPoint 632 operator training. For more information, you can contact your local dealer or your local Staheli West territory rep.